Welcome to another week of Project Life videos for Two Peas in a Bucket. I'm Garden Girl Marcy Penner, and it's my turn to hang out with you guys this week. I have a lot of photos this week. Sometimes there are just weeks that are very heavy in photos and then other ones that aren't. This week happens to be a very, very full one. So I'm just going to start spreading out my pictures on based on how I had them planned. And I will get to my challenge for you guys. Okay, so this is what I had planned in my on my planning sheet, and I know already I'm going to have to do some shuffling around. This week is actually the week following the week I did for my last video. So for my last video I had a vellum challenge, and I had this good stuff cut out on a sheet of vellum with my Cameo. So on this spread it's the reverse and it's on this side. So my concern last month in my video, I work out of order obviously, otherwise this wouldn't be here, but is if this reverse lettering would bother me. So I'm going to figure that out as I go, but I think this is where it was in that spread. But as you can see, a lot of full photos. I tend to shoot a lot of horizontal photos, and they fill up the pockets really quickly. So my challenge for you today is, in a week like today, where obviously you look at the spread and I have this to embellish pretty much. So my challenge for you is to take your journaling and your embellishing, but specifically your journaling, and put them onto the photos. So had I left it like this, I would have this to journal on and nothing else. And I'm sure a lot of you do journal directly on your photos already, and that's great. So this challenge won't be anything new to you maybe, but yeah, so take a conscious effort to journal on your photos. So what I did was I actually changed photo paper. Normally I will journal directly on the photos, but this paper is a little more slippery and I don't actually have a pen that will write on that right now, so I had to use my typewriter. But I'll scope out areas in my photos that have empty spaces, and that's where I'll put my journaling. It's an obvious place. So we'll just start from here and we will work on some pages as we go. So for this one I took a I want to say, I will always call it chic tags, but I'm sure that's not how it's pronounced. But anyway, so I had this arrow from this cutout sheet, so I cut that out. And I'm going to stick that right here, and I knew that when I was typing so that I didn't type over. And then from the, not Hipster I believe, I think it is the Basic Gray Carte Postale, the veneer, which I really love. And so I found this little geotag. So that's going to go there. This is a photo of my boys at the end of our creek, where the creek kind of goes beneath the road. We have a bunch of culverts, and every single day without fail they ask if we can go walk out there. So this is the everyday I thought was pretty perfect for this one. So So I'm just going to put this down, and I will probably sew this down over here. But the good thing about having lots of photos is the embellishing and everything happens really quickly. So the printables for this week from Hello Forever, I've printed those out and cut those out, and so I have this one that is Simple Pleasures, and it happens to run almost the length of this photo. So I'm going to just stick this on the inside. I was looking for something kind of reflective of my boys giving me flowers, and kind of goes with the topic in the garden this month of the little things. So although I could add a whole bunch of journaling, I don't have a nice empty spot in this photo, and I didn't want to put a label or anything there. So I'm just going to leave this one as is, and figure it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so I'm going to go on to these three go together. My daughter had a procedure done at the hospital in this particular week, just an in-out kind of thing. But for us, who's very unfamiliar with hospitals, it was kind of different for us. I wanted to find things that kind of went with like not, you know, the best day ever. None of that's going to work with this photo. I found one in one of the, I'm not sure which pack it was, one of the basic gray, if it was the capture or the carte postale, I'm not sure, but it said this day sucks or something like that, which, you know, it's not that the day sucked, it was just, it wasn't the best day ever. So I'm going to go on my own for this one and not look for a pre-made item for that topic. So I have the Amy Tangerine vellum stitch things, which I've kind of been hoarding, but I don't get to use pink a lot, so I chose the pink one, and I'm just going to suck it up and use it and hope they make more one day. And I have some more printables from Hello Forever that I might use, and then I did just type out my my journaling. So in my head I want to layer the journaling right on this vellum arrow, and I think that'll work, and I don't know. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one with the arrow, but I'm just going to use that portion of it, and I think I probably will just tuck it into here. Okay. I'm not 100% certain, and I know this is adhesive, so it kind of worries me a little bit, but we'll go for it anyway. So we're just going to move stuff around and tuck them under. Put the title on first, because that I know for sure where it's going. Okay, so I'm thinking, okay, I don't like the squareness of it. I think I need something circular there instead. So I'm going to try one of the Studio Calico hearts. Okay, I don't like that it's dark. Okay, let's see. So I like wood veneer a lot, and I like to leave it raw. So I'm just looking for small shapes. But that's not quite working out, so I think I'm going to go back to a star. Stars are always good. Okay, so we'll just stick a little star in this corner. These are the basics packs from Basic Gray. Again, I have a few packs of those because I love them so much. Okay. So this one is just going to be nice and simple because the journaling that goes with this photo is actually right beneath it. So I don't need to, although I could, there's a lot of nice space here for more journaling. But so up there is good, and I have the journaling here. This is the day after where she was supposed to be recovering. So I went and I grabbed, trying to look for things about like quiet and resting and stuff like that. And I came across these 3 Do Not Disturb cards from the October Afternoon Travel Girl line, which I really, really love. They're so adorable. I just think they're going to be too large. They cover up a little bit too much of the photo. I may cut out the word and use it, but again, from a different chic or chic tag sheet. If I can find it here for you. This one was a Rest and Relaxation, and it came with this road trip set right in here. And it's a little bit smaller, so I think I'm going to work with that. And then I have 2 labels. And this one's from the Pure collection, and I'm not 100% sure about this one. So, okay, I think I'm going to do the gold. And I'm just going to layer that over top and do my journaling on there. I think I don't know. Actually, there might be a nice spot for this here. So let's try this. If I would take that, and I'm kind of working with a grid shape, but it's a little too tall. Okay, so I will leave that. And I probably maybe will just run some, I don't like it when one jogs out past the other. I don't know why. So I might take some stitching just to make it look like they're the same, not that it'll make it look like they're the same width, but they'll carry the same weight. Okay, so let's glue these down. I say let's like you're going to help me. Okay. And then I will just handwrite on that and journal on that later. Okay, let's move on to this one. For this one I have a just a post-it little arrow. Because this photo is so dark, I didn't have a lot of room for journaling, and I don't need a lot of room. This photo goes with this one, and although I could sneak some embellishing in this light spot, I'm going to do it on here, and I would like to, if I can find where I put them, here we go. The Capture Basic Gray alphas. I am all for small alphabets, especially in Project Life. My boys decided to fill a jug with water and make their own dunk tank, which basically consisted of, if you can hit this target, I will pour water over your head. So I'm hoping that I can fit a dunk tank in that arrow, and I'm fine with not having any journaling past that. So let's try the black. Where's my ruler? Okay. And I'm hoping this works great. If not, I'll just have to handwrite on there. I think that would be my next best option. I really like this font. It's just a nice... Oh, shoot. Yeah, that's too big. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to stick with Dunk. And I'm going to stick it right there. It's fine. It's good. Move on. Perfect. I might add something here, maybe some stitching, maybe a little star there just to kind of fill up that empty space so it doesn't look like I just ran out of room. Okay, this is the biggest spot that I had this week for any actual pattern paper or anything. So I have this paper from Carte Postale, Basic Gray again, and I have this card that I took from, I don't know if it was this exact pack, but it was one of the, if I can't find it again. Okay, one of these, I'd have to flip through to see which exact one, but this was a card that was in there, and so I just cut that in half. The Capture line has a lot of great 4x6 pads, and then also some smaller 3x4 pads, which really makes Project Life go a little bit faster. Okay, so I'm going to add this here on this side, and I'm going to add my photo here. I'm going to move it a little further down because I think I'm going to add some washi. Let's see. I don't really have a color scheme going. If I can use pink, I use pink. I use a lot of yellows just as a rule. So I think I'm going to add some black or some gray, maybe a neutral. Let's do this one here. Okay, this is just a black and white washi from Freckled Fawn. And it will go with anything. And I like that it's it's got a bit of a pop to it. Okay, so I'm going to take this, I'm going to add my journaling up here, and the date, and maybe to go with the whole star thing again, we'll add a star. Yep, that looks good. So these are the Studio Calico Atlantic stars, which I will not admit to how many packs I have because that would be shameful. Okay. Alright, so now this photo, I have this base. What I looked at the window one day and I saw my boys kind of holding each other playing a game on the porch. So what I could do is I could take a larger card, say from like one of the Studio Calico lines, and then just use it to cover up my photo, or my dog. But I don't mind that she's photobombed it, so I think we'll just leave it, and I'm going to use a tag instead. So I think I'll do this, and then I was going to use the Write This Down printable. So I think I'm going to just do that and keep it simple. I don't know. Okay, what I'm going to end up doing, I think, is I could push this tag down, but I didn't want to cover my dog. And if I use this, I'm not going to have a lot of room for journaling, so I'm just going to put this down here, and I will add a label on this side, I think, because there is a story to this one, so I think we will do that. Okay, and apparently I'm losing absolutely everything today. Okay, so another pair of scissors. Okay, so I'm going to stitch that down, and I'm going to go through, again, from Capture Basic Gray. They have some great, I love the little arrows, but they also have some nice labels in this pack. So I'm going to see if I want to use one of those, or if I would like to use one of my October afternoon ones, which usually work. Okay, I think I want to mimic the blue in there, so I'm going to use, I want a skinny one, so I'm just going to use this one that says number, and I'm just going to run it here, and I will journal on that as well. Okay, so this is moving along quickly. Alright, we have a barn that's falling down. Every week there seems to be a picture of it a little bit further along. It's way worse than this right now. So I have a basic gray clip from Hipster, I believe. And I like that the arrows are pointing to the barn, and it's pointing to the direction the barn is falling and whatnot. Now this is where I knew that I would want to move stuff around, because with this clip on here, it kind of interferes. Everything in this photo is here, and this being directly there interferes with it. So I think the simplest thing for me to do is just to move it here. This is still with this, so that works out well. And this one has to be, well, it doesn't have to be. I prefer it to be on this side of the page because the pockets are accessible here, and this will just stick out of a pocket. If I would move this to this side of the page, I would have to cut a slit in the page protector to accommodate the clip. So this way I don't have to do any extra work. It's fine the way it is. And then we can just leave it at that. A movie picture. My daughter went to see Monster University with a friend, so I have this photo. And I found a October afternoon ticket in a miscellany pack, which I considered using. Now that I see it with the photo, it's a little too large, but I think, yeah. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to use it. It's just a bit too big. So I'm just going to look for a small label to do some journaling, since I don't want to, the way I composed that shot filled it up pretty much the entire way, so I don't want to interfere on that. I think I'm going to use one of these little flags, and I'll just stick that here. And I'll probably just date on that, or either just do a little bit of journaling on there. me see. I'd like to put a star here actually, but I have star, star, so I'm going to take this, and I can't move this one there because that's too much typing together, and this one goes with this, so I'll have to move this, even though this photo goes with that picture. I'm not going to be bothered too much by it. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I'm going to stick a little star here just to kind of add a little bit. Okay, and that way my stars aren't all together. Okay, last one, I have my little ninja. And all I'm going to use for that one is, I think I'm going to use one of these captured little Post-its. I think it could fit in the corner there, so let's take it out and see. Let's see, do we want high or... Okay, I'm going to do a yellow. It's not the same yellow, but I have it scattered throughout. So I'm going to try the high one. There we go. And I'm going to put it over enough that I can do a little bit of writing on there, and then I will sew that down as well. Okay, so I'm going to now sew everything down and add my journaling, and then I'm going to come back and just add, you know, little, like maybe an enamel dot here and there, or little other accents. So I will be back in a bit. Okay, so I've done my stitching. I added a title along this card, and I've added my dates in various places. I neglected to finish this card earlier, so I'll just quickly go through my rationale for it. We homeschool our 2 boys, so it was report card time writing. And I knew I wanted to use this Easy A from Studio Calico, the wood veneer. So I had typed my journaling down this side, left a space for it here, and then went across once I had gone past it. Once I had done that, I realized that the way I finished it left a big space here, and if I would have just kept it in columns, it maybe would have worked better. So I used a different color stitching to basically underline this card and just show that it was finished and there was nothing else happening beneath it. Okay, I've missed the date on this one, so I'm going to go back and date that one. But other than that, I think we will just maybe add some enamel dots. Actually, let's do, looking at this card, so I'm going to try to pull in some of the blues on that one. Just there, and I'm just looking around to see if there's any other obvious place that needs a little extra oomph. Okay, but I'm going to have to do another one there because for some reason just having the one bothers me. So I'm going to take this yellow, which is a smaller size, and have it here. That's better. I like that. You can never have enough enamel dots, whether the My Mind's Eye or the Freckled Fawn, doesn't matter. So, oops. Okay, so looking at it, I think it's balanced. I don't mind the reverse from that other spread, so I'm just going to leave that. Yeah, but lots of opportunity for doing your journaling in empty spaces in your photos. So again, that's my challenge for you this week, is to take advantage of those negative spaces in your photos. When you have a full week of photos and no room for journaling, it's no excuse. Get it in there. Okay, so thank you for spending your Saturday with me, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and have a great rest of your week.